Doo-doo, doo-doo. That's the angle. Doo-doo, what? Doo-doo. That's the podcast. Actually, can you turn this up a little bit?
Your monitor mix?
Yeah, let me see. I'm not peeking, but if you could, could you turn it up in the headphones?
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of space.
Yeah. Check. A little bit more. Perfect. That's great. Yes.
This is great. I really have guests who can tell me if my levels are good.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Dude, it's all about levels, dude.
Isn't it?
Yeah, when I started, are we recording?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, we started.
Yeah.
When I started, I do a lot of shoots on my own. So when I would do audio, I wouldn't really focus on levels, and sometimes it would just be peaking, and I'd be like, "Fuck, I need a sound guy." Can we cuss on this?
Dude, we could do whatever the hell we want.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, we could cuss. We could get anything, dude. Anything.
Anyway, so we were talking about Chris D'Elia's podcast.
Dude, yeah, he's one of those guys I know above, and I know he's funny.
Yeah.
But that's only because I know him from Joe Rogan's podcast. So I've never consumed any of his podcast content.
Oh, dude. So anyway, he has a really cool intro. It's actually not a really cool intro. It's ghetto as shit, but it's fucking a great way to start a podcast.
What does it do?
It's just he'll be like, "What's up, y'all?" And then he's just, I don't know, he starts saying something, and then he just goes, "This episode is brought to you by Cash App," because he has sponsors.
Oh, shit.
Right?
That must be nice.
Exactly. But, dude, we'll get it to that point.
I mean, I would love to, man. I feel like this podcast deserves it.
Exactly.
I feel like I've put in the work for over a year now. I've had some amazing guests.
Yeah.
And it's like every time I post, it's just like another one into the vortex, another one into the vortex.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, making content in general. You know, you put it out there and you hope people see it. It's just like you just keep building this content well, and you hope that one day it all comes back and it's like views and sponsors and everything and subs. And
well, I think you're doing it right though. Like you're getting people. You're exposing local artists in the DC area, right? Like that's kind of the point of the podcast, right?
Yeah, I mean, I talk to artists and creatives like yourself who are just doing cool shit. People that I think are doing cool stuff, and
That's
you
awesome.
came recommended, which was even cooler. I was like, fuck yeah,
Yeah, from Brittany.
Yeah, it's just
awesome.
wild because it's like you can't know everyone.
Yeah.
You can't know every event. And so it's when I land on someone like yourself, I'm just like, what? Like this guy's doing what?
But it's important, I think, what you're doing. And that's kind of like one of my missions in my company too. I want to elevate the DC area. Right.
Ooh, okay.
Well, think about it. So like LA, New York, those are when you think of creatives,
You don't think of DC.
you don't think of DC. But we have cool shit here.
Dude, there's so much cool shit.
There's so much cool shit, and we get overlooked. There's
All-
even restaurants.
all the time.
Think about restaurants. Like we have sick restaurants.
If anything, I think the restaurant scene is what built DC to what it is now.
Restaurant scene?
Yeah, I think that's
Probably.
like what besides politics.
Like Restaurant Week.
Yeah, like besides
Yeah.
politics, it's you have like just DC restaurants.
Isn't there like Fashion Week here too?
Dude,
I know nothing about fashion,
The fashion week
obviously.
is complete bullshit, dude. You don't need to know.
Really?
Dude, it's so bullshit. Honestly, it's like one guy who does it just to stroke his own ego.
What, Fashion Week?
Yeah, like the fashion week, it's literally
It's a guy?
Yeah, it's one guy who just created it out of his ass, and it's honestly so shitty.
Really?
Yeah. Hope he
But
doesn't listen to
aren't
this.
like Brittany is a perfect person. Is
Yeah.
she into it?
No, I don't think she goes to that.
Oh really?
Nah, dude.
Oh shit.
Nah.
All right. So it's Restaurant Week is like the shit.
Yeah, I mean
That's
that's
funny.
like the biggest cool. That's like the coolest thing here. But yeah, dude, no one associates DC with creativity
Art.
or having an art scene or anything. And so it's like here I am doing all this
Yeah.
content, covering it, and now I'm covering
Yeah.
like art shows and doing all this other stuff on my channel.
People think it's like politics
Yeah,
and a lot of business. So we get props for that.
that's a big fact.
But so that's the point. Like why we should be in the category with LA and New York. And I feel like it's up to people. But how do we get to that point? It's really just exposure.
Dude,
so we're doing it.
Yeah,
Dude, props.
Dude, I'm trying out here. Actually,
too, man.
Last night, not last night, during the day yesterday, I was at this creator summit.
Yeah.
It's the second one that my buddy Taman, who I've had on the podcast, and his creative agency is now doing this summit up in Union Market where they bring a bunch of like really cool creatives, usually from LA or New York, of course, right?
Of course.
Like all the cool people that were given the panel on the panel and shit.
Yep.
And two people came up to me and they're like, "Dude, I love your content." And I didn't know these people at all. I don't know these
Sick.
people. So it was two.
This was
random
last
people.
night or today?
Yesterday during the day.
Sick.
Two random people came up to me and they're like, "Yo, I love your content, your
Sick.
interviews." I was like,
You know people are watching. That's
it made me
fucking
feel so
awesome.
much. It made me feel so good because sometimes I feel like no one gives a fuck.
Same, dude. I feel like so there's all these aspects of being creative that people just don't know.
I know.
Right? Like it's like there's that aspect of like you don't know who's looking at it, who's enjoying it, unless you hear from people.
I mean, that's 100% true. It's like you don't know who you're touching or who you're reaching.
Totally.
Until you get like some random DM that's like, bro, you inspired me. That one section of that one podcast. And you're like, I don't remember that. But yes, that's awesome.
Exactly. That's why I'm here, dude.
I mean,
like, I don't like talking about myself at all.
Yeah.
But if this can inspire other people, then it's fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, just like what we were saying, you put some stuff out and you never know who see it.
Yeah.
That same event is essentially what changed your life, dude.
Totally.
I mean, from what I've gathered, from what I've learned about you, is like you put out a video, and that video
changed my life.
Essentially, just changed the course of your life.
Totally. And I didn't dislike the life before. Like, it was a good life. Like, that's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good life. Like, I had like this office job, and I made decent money. And
what were you doing?
I was a recruiter.
Okay.
So, like, companies needed to hire people. They'd come to my firm. And we'd fill it and make good money from it.
And you liked it?
I liked it. I was there for 20 years.
Oh, you weren't
18 years.
Oh, wow. Damn.
18 years.
You were ready to retire at that bitch.
I thought I was going to retire. And I just started making videos. And the first one I did was in 2006, the year YouTube started. And I took a girlfriend to Aruba and made a video. And just, it was the year YouTube started, so there were like no good videos.
Wow, dude, hold up. We got to pause that. 2006 is when YouTube started. Like, I can't believe that.
I know.
It is so nuts that it's literally like, it's within 20 years.
Dude, think about like when the internet started.
I mean, I really don't know the official date on that.
I mean, it started in like the 90s, but like it didn't start popping until like...
It didn't get real.
Mid-90s.
Yeah,
like
it didn't get
90s.
real when people were like actively spending their day on it and like contributing their life to it.
But think about it, like, that's like 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a long time. It's crazy if you think about it. Anyway.
If anything, I'd want to say like it started when YouTube started, because that is when people kind of finally got this access to all this information.
Exactly.
And when YouTube came out, no one knew what the fuck to do with it.
Totally.
So when you made that video, what were you thinking at that point?
In 2006?
Yeah, when you made that Aruba video.
So I didn't even know how to make a video. So I was on the plane with my girlfriend at the time. We were going to Aruba. Had a good month, recruiting, and was like, fuck it, let's go on a vacation. So we go to Aruba, and there's no good videos of the resort.
Damn.
No good photos. I mean, they're all like overproduced, right? Like, people just weren't using YouTube, they had like 3 photos on their website.
I mean, no one knew what to do with YouTube at that point. Like, Piano Cat was like the thing on YouTube.
Yeah, but even like marketing, like marketing the hotel, like it was just like these overproduced photos where it like didn't seem real, and
those like cheesy photos where it's like the guy with the perfect fucking teeth.
Yeah.
And he's like,
it was like so perfect. You're like, we could easily go there and it could be shitty, and we had no clue if this was a good choice.
Yeah.
So on the plane there, on my laptop, I saw this software that said video editor, and I'm like, I think I can make a video on my laptop. I'm like, and I had one of those point and shoot cameras.
Yeah.
And I was like, we should take video, and I'll try to make a video and put it on that new website where you can post your own videos.
That new website.
And I was like, whatever it's called, BlueTube or whatever it's called.
Yeah, right.
And she was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So like day one, I'm like, oh, eat that again. All right, hold on. I'm like directing.
Yeah, just complete noob with it. You're just like so fresh.
Yeah. I had like no clue what I was doing, but I was like, oh, this is fucking fun. Because I've always been creative. I've always been an artist and a singer, and always been some kind of creative. So I'm like, oh, wait, go do that again. Wait, eat that. Oh, all right.
Like, you already had this like Aruba video in your mind.
Dude, I'm like directing this whole fucking thing, and like years later, I still do it, right? So anyway, make this, day 2 or 3, she's completely annoyed. She's like, dude, put down the fucking camera. This is annoying, And so then, anyway, make this video, post it on YouTube, gets a bunch of hits. And then like 2 months later, this is MySpace days.
Wow.
So I used to be a singer, rapper, songwriter. So I had this MySpace song that I wrote. So I had a bunch of like followers or whatever it's called, friends on MySpace. So I get this and I was always getting these random emails. Hold on. Yeah. And so I got this email from someone who's like, hey, we love your video. I'm the general manager at Marriott. Give us a call. We want to give you a free trip. I'm like, bullshit.
What?
Yeah. So I didn't respond for like a month. And then I'm at a party and I'm like, yeah, I got this like random fucking email from someone from Marriott saying that, they want to give me a free trip. And they're like, dude, what if it's like legit? You should respond. I'm like, it's not legit. Who gives somebody a free trip to Aruba?
Yeah, it's unheard of at this time.
It's unheard of,
Viral wasn't even a word at this time.
Totally.
Like
totally.
Viral was not even.
It wasn't a word.
Yeah.
It wasn't a concept. Exactly. And so exactly, dude. Exactly.
And your video, I guess, went a little viral on YouTube. Like it got some hits because no one else was producing for this platform.
Yeah.
And you had put out this video that was somewhat better than fucking Piano Cat.
Yeah, I don't even know what Piano Cat is, but
you don't remember Piano Cat?
No, what is
dude,
that?
That was like the earliest meme. It was like the first big viral video, and it was where this guy put his cat up to a piano, and he had these fake cat arms, and he was below the piano, and he had the cat looking like it was playing the piano.
Oh, I feel like I've seen something like, maybe I have seen that before.
You've definitely seen it.
I should look this up, dude. You gotta another thing. Oh wait, do we have space on that? Oh, it'd be really funny is like right here have like a box of like Piano Cat, and here's Piano Cat.
You know what?
That'd be fucking funny.
You doing that just gave me so much more post-editing work, and that is the last thing I ever want to do.
I know, it's annoying as shit.
Like if I was like a really good host, I'd like go and edit shit in that we were like referring to, but that's not gonna happen.
That's funny. Well, we're gonna do an intro.
Dude, yeah?
You need like a song. You need like quick, like a 10-second song.
No. Joe Rogan does that. He's like, dun, ticka, 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 and it's like his head spinning, and then it just fades in, and the music fades out into it.
So, and yours needs to be more hip hop because this feels like hip hop,
like some underground hip hop shit.
Doo 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 doo. That's the angle. Doo doo. What? Doo doo. The podcast. Doo doo. Yeah, something like that.
Dude, that was literally it right there.
Yeah, you should loop that.
Oh shit, you're actually right. I'm gonna steal that clip, make that
loop
beat,
it,
and put it in.
That'd be sick.
Unless you want to make it, then that'd be way better.
Yeah, let's do it.
But don't get my hopes up here. It's okay. You can lie.
No, dude. I want to do it.
Okay.
We're gonna do it. Like we're gonna make this fucking like. That's dude. We're in it.
Dude,
we're in it to win it, baby.
I like your energy, dude. How much coke did you do before you came in this fucking room?
Dude, this is fucking coffee from like my buddy's bakery.
Yeah.
Best Buns in Virginia. It's fucking intense.
Is it?
It's like cold brew.
Dude, I saw I'm drinking too, man. Hey, cheers on the cold brew, my guy.
Dude, cold brew for me is like rocket fuel.
Dude, cold brew makes me shit. Don't worry, I got that out the way before we came.
Oh my god! All right, so fucking Aruba.
Yeah. You're at the party. You're gonna respond to this thing.
Yeah. So I finally respond to this guy, and it seems like this guy's legit.
Okay.
So, they paid for everything except for the flight. So I had to pay for the flight back, but we got it like super cheap. It was like $500 for both of us or whatever it was. Anyway, so we're flying to the hotel. Still have no clue if it's actually legit.
Wait. I think we skipped a step. So you actually...
I responded. I responded and I was like, hey, man, I'm pretty sure this is spam, but someone talked me into responding, so here's my number. And he called me up and he's like, yeah, dude, like this is legit. Like you helped us realize that guest perspective videos are going to be really cool for us.
Whoa.
And which, by the way, like Marriott's on top of their shit when it comes to social media. It's crazy. But this helped them realize the importance of YouTube.
Okay.
For their brand.
And like how many views, if you can remember, like how many?
I think it was like 14,000, which isn't a lot.
But at that time,
it was a lot.
That was a lot.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, how the fuck are people seeing this thing? You
Yeah.
know? It was crazy. So, anyway, we get there. I'm like, all right, man. I mean, I still don't really believe this, because like nothing like that's ever happened before. So I'm like, all right. I mean, we'll see what happens. So we get there, and they're like, hi, okay, we have your king room ready or whatever. We're like, holy shit, it's legit.
What?
And we had another blast week at Aruba.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So then I was like, all right, well, I just got like a $10,000 vacation for posting a video. I'm going to keep doing this.
Dude, you might be one of the first like
travel
like video influencer marketers like of in history, like, and I'm not gonna lie, maybe not history, but to me, like, one of the earliest people to make content and get like a sponsor or get some sort of brand deal.
Yeah,
that was a brand deal.
Yeah, it was like one of the first ones,
dude.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
An OG legend of brand deals in the house.
Well, it's crazy now. It's nuts. Like there's guys and girls like crushing the game.
Oh god,
crushing it.
I mean, the sky's the limit with that shit.
I should focus more on like. I really should focus more. You know what? I was focusing on YouTube, and all this cool shit was happening, and then I actually turned it into a living, and now I make so much shit for other people that like my social media, because everything I do is for other people, so I can't really post everything that I do.
So what happened? So you did that whole Marriott thing, like it was actually real. You get back home, and then what? Are you like, oh, I could actually do this video thing, or are you just like, oh, that was kind of a blip in the system?
Blip in the system, but I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna get a cooler software because like now I'm like, oh, well, that was fucking dope. Like I'm gonna keep making videos on the side, but I'm gonna get a better software because now I got the bug, right? I'm like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So kept making videos. They all sucked. I mean, if you look back at my videos, they were horrible. But I've always had this like creative thing where you could feel the creativity in everything that I do. So, you know, I think people were like, oh, it's fucking awesome. You know, my friends were like, oh, it's really cool.
Well, also that time, the bar for level of making videos was so
low.
So like you could have done anything and someone would have thought it was amazing. So
exactly. So, and then like fast forward to like 2013, still making videos, all for fun, all on the side. And a girlfriend of mine's like, dude, let's go to Havasupai. Have you heard of Havasupai?
Act like I don't. I do because, of course, I looked you up and stuff. But Havasupai is pretty incredible, man.
It's pretty incredible. It's this like place in the Grand Canyon with like, it's like a 2 or 3 mile stretch. I don't know how long, where the water is bright blue. Everywhere else in the Grand Canyon, the water's brown.
What?
Right? And at this place, the water's blue. And there's like some chemical, I forgot the name of the chemical, in the water. And it's like Bahamas blue water surrounded by these like giant red rock canyons.
Whoa.
It's amazing. It's amazing with like 8 different waterfalls.
Dude, I mean, I saw your Havasupai video.
You did? Oh, cool.
And I'm not going to lie, it didn't look like it was in America. It looked like you were somewhere way more exotic in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And when I finally read those in the Grand Canyon, I said, what the heck?
It's in America, and people don't know about it.
No one knows about it.
Nobody knows about it, right? A lot more people know about it now, I think, because we actually struggled with that when we were there, because we were like, if you post this, like a lot of people are going to find out, and it's kind of uncool to, at least it is now, to like travel to a lot of places and then post the location because people just go and trash it.
That's very true.
Humans are just awful, like in that regard.
No,
like,
that's a legit problem. Yeah. I've seen articles in places like beautiful landmarks that people are tagging on Instagram. Then all of a sudden, all the bloggers come and just ruin it.
Everybody starts going, and then people leave their trash, and it's people fuck up nature.
Yeah.
So, but we were like, I was like, fuck it, I want to post it, like, you know. and next thing you know, it starts blowing up, gets all these hits on YouTube again. 2 months later. And actually, this part of the story is crazy.
Okay.
So this girl's like, you should get a really good camera. She's like, your videos are fucking awesome.
I was just thinking that if you did it with that little point and shoot still.
No, she was like, you should get a really good camera. She's like, your videos are awesome, but you just need you need a good camera. She's like, what if like Nat Geo or somebody finds your shit and you could go do this all the time? And I was like, that would never happen. And she's like, dude, don't be such a pessimist. And you've sat with me for like 10 minutes. Do I feel like I'm a pessimist?
Dude, not at all.
People don't call me a pessimist very often, so I was really taken back, and I'm like, whoa.
That's and I was like, profit right there.
Well, I was like, all right, fuck it. So I go and I get a better camera. Like she like talked me into it.
It's like Sony Handycam or something.
No, I think I got something like that, like a 6D or 70D or something like some kind of Canon. You know, like a $1,500, $2,000 DSLR, something like that. But it was good, you know. It was 100 times better than what I was using.
Yeah, dude.
So anyway, we fucking go to this place, better camera. I make an awesome video. 2 months later, after she's like, oh, what if like Nat Geo finds your shit? And I'm like, that would never happen. Travel Channel reaches out.
What the?
They email.
This is so nuts.
They email and they're like, hey, we really love your video. Can we buy it from you and turn it into a TV show?
What?
Yeah, dude, I screenshotted this email and I just sent it to the girl and she was like, I fucking told you, man.
Damn, what the?
It's crazy, right?
I mean, that just blows anyone's mind. I mean, that is literally the dream right there.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And I was like, first of all, if you think like a TV show like that, you would think they would hire people who like went to school for it, are like legit cinematographers.
Yeah.
Right? So you're like, there's no way. It fucking happened. It was crazy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I saw that video, that one that got you that thing, and it was really good. I think it would still hold up.
Thanks, dude.
I was like, damn, this is not bad at all. This is some really still cameras, camera sweeps, and like some of the little effects and transitions you do. I was like, dude, this is better than still a lot of stuff on YouTube. So I was like, it makes sense.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I still like don't really know what I'm doing, but I didn't then at all. I just figure it out as I go, you know? And Yeah, and so like they bought the footage and they turned it into a pilot, and the pilot did really well, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do a whole season of this show. It's called Top Secret Swimming Holes.
And they wanted you to just direct it the whole time?
Yeah, well, they're like, hey, so the first one did really well. Do you want to go shoot another one? And I'm like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like,
did you tell them that too?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
and they were like, nah, just kind of do what you did. And I'm like, but I don't really know what I did. Like, I don't know what I did that you liked.
People used hot people. That's what you did.
Exactly. Literally, I think that's it. Like, it's a beautiful location and good-looking, fun people.
You had like ripped dudes and hot chicks. Like looking at the camera, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, it looks way better now.
It's 100%. That actually, I think, is a huge part of the appeal of why that video got so much attention. Because all the girls are like, it's all like my LA friends who like I met. A lot of them I met on that trip, and a lot of I think we had like 25, 30 people with us.
Damn.
Yeah, and so like the girls. Like, I think every girl was gorgeous.
No, they were. They're
just
hot.
like, it's like classic LA, right? Like
they all look like they were trying to be models.
I think half of them were models, and the other half were like yoga instructors.
That's what it looked like.
And one of the dudes is like one of like the top 5 like American Ninja Warriors. So he's like doing these like crazy like handstands on the edge of a 1,000-foot cliff.
Dude, I saw that. You had another scene where like they're doing this yoga pose with some like acro yoga where she's like balancing on the palms of his feet. I'm just like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, they're
here?
insane. Yeah, and it was amazing, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so I think that was like a huge part of the appeal. I actually brought most of people from that crew. I'd bring on different locations. I'd be like, all right, we're going to Bahamas. Like, we're gonna go film these like cool beaches in the Bahamas. Who wants to go? And like, I'd bring like 5 or 6 people from that trip. And it got to a point where they were like, all right, you got to stop bringing your friends on these things.
So they hit you up and they hit you up for the pilot and you filmed the pilot. Where'd you do the pilot? Was it just the one that video?
No. So the pilot episode they put 3 waterfalls from Havasupai. And then it had like 7 other locations. So each episode had 10 locations.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I feel like it should have been less.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. So you kind of fly through locations like really quick. It's not enough to really tell a story, in my opinion. But because so many really cool, awesome things happen that would have been fun to see.
Like those little moments that are just really great.
Yeah, like that's kind of the whole point of like an outdoor adventure is like all the crazy shit that happens. It's an adventure.
100%.
And for like this show, it was really more about like getting there and then getting to the location and then then a lot of information about the location.
Oh yeah, like the people around it, the land,
or like like the history, or like perfect example, like why the water's blue at Havasupai, or like the history of the people and stuff like that. So it was like informational, where like less of the adventure. Like some places like we would be like hiking through the jungle and like we'd have like 6 leeches on us, or like or like something crazy, or like there'd be a sign that's like, can't cross here, 10 people have died in the last month, and we're like, fuck it, let's go.
So they have you come on, you do the pilot, and then it was a success, and then they go, okay, we want you to do a season. Is that what they did?
Yeah, well not the whole season. They were just like, I think they were like testing me out. I think they were like, you want to go do another one? Like, you want to go? I think we went to Alabama and Tennessee. We did 2.
Wow.
So I brought some friends and we did. We rented an RV.
That sounds sick.
It was awesome.
That sounds sick.
An RV adventure is great. And so I brought some friends, and then we went to these places and we just filmed adventures to these 2 waterfalls. It was great. It was really cool.
Were you still doing it the same style, just like by yourself, or did you have like a whole crew at that point?
No. Everything I did was just me.
It's still like the same way you did it from
the whole thing. And I think that was like part of the appeal. They're like, fuck, this guy's getting a lot of footage and it's just him. Like, so turns out I had a friend who worked at Travel Channel. And so he's like, dude, I work at Travel Channel. I'm like, what? And so he's like, yeah. So randomly, like passing through, he talked to the executive, the guy who actually found my footage, and told the production company to reach out to me. So he apparently like saw my footage on YouTube and was like, couldn't get it out of his head. He was like, that'd be a cool show. They hired a production company and they're like, reach out to this guy on YouTube and see if you could get his footage, because that would be really cool. So anyway, so he reached out to that guy and he's like, I know that guy. He's local. And he's like, wait, what? The Havasupai guy is local? He's like, dude, get him on the phone. So he calls me up and he's like, hey, so you know Ben? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, dude. He's like, and so the whole time I'm dealing with a production company from California.
Yeah.
Who's like, they're making, so basically like networks hire production companies to make shows. Because they can't do every show that's on their network.
Because the production company has all the equipment and the know-how and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. So they'll like outsource each show to a production company. So I'm dealing with the production company. That's who reached out to me. But the guy who actually found my footage and told them to reach out to me worked at Travel Channel. I had no idea any of this.
Whoa.
So I found out because a buddy of mine locally worked there, who I didn't even know he works there. And then, so the executive's like, dude, come into the office. I want to meet you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I meet him and he's like, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a win-win for all of us. You're going to make money and go do this cool shit, but you're cheap as hell for us too. He's like, because you could get it all done with yourself. We're not paying for like 5 people to go produce this thing.
Yeah, and the boom mics and all that shit.
Yeah, he's like, you're able to do this on your own. So this is a win-win for everybody. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then I'm like, but I have no clue what I'm doing. And he's like, all right, I'm going to teach you TV 101. So I'm like at Travel Channel, like in a conference room. And he's like, all right, I'm going to bring in a couple producers. So he brings in like a guy on this side and a guy on this side. And he's like, all right, we're going to go through all of your footage. And he's like, this is going to seem mean, but it's not. We're here to help you. So they would like open up a clip. And like now it's like everything I shot was getting critiqued.
Oh, dang. And this was before you shot like the first episode?
No. Well, before, this was like all my Havasupai footage.
Oh, okay.
They're just like, all right, bring your Havasupai footage. We're just going to go through all your footage and we're going to critique it.
Damn.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like,
how was that?
Fucking awkward.
They must have just roasted you, huh?
Roasted. It was like... Not really. They were cool about it, but it's like, imagine if you just drew a photo and then someone's like, why'd you draw that? Like, why'd you draw that right there?
Yeah, and then you take a photo and the professional photographer comes out and he's like, actually, your lighting and your angle and your f-stop, and you're just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, he's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I thought it looked cool. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, so they like went through all the footage and it was good. Or the footage wasn't good. The feedback was good. It was like super helpful. They're like, okay, so when you do that, you want to hold that for a little longer because then the editor can do this and this and this. And so they're like kind of teaching me like the why, like why you want to shoot this a certain way.
Just gave like a quick 101 to like filmmaking,
essentially. Exactly. So, super helpful though. So then they were like, but the production company was already like planning to send me out on like my first shoot. So I'm like using all these tips from, and like they don't know that we're talking. He like didn't tell them, and he was like, don't bother telling them. And I'm like, all right, that's awkward, but all right, cool. So like, this guy's like giving me TV 101, and these guys are like, you want to go shoot something? And I'm like, all right, cool. I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, so I go out and shoot it, and then they're like, all right, man, well, you're fucking killing it. Like, you want to go do a few more? And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right, cool. So then they're like, you want to go to the Bahamas? I'm like, sure. So like, I go to the Bahamas, and they're like, all right, man. And I kept bringing like my fun friends, you know, like from LA, who I knew would be really fun. And like, by the way, I'm paying for them. So like all the money that I'm making, I'm like, most of it, I'm like paying for their flights, I'm paying for their hotels, because I don't give a fuck. I'm making money at my old job.
Yeah, I was about to say, this whole time you have your whole main salary gig that you're completely happy
This is just extra shit. So I'm like, I'm going to make sure my segments are awesome. So I'm like bringing all my fun friends, you know? So I'm like, you guys want to go to the Bahamas? And I'm like, fuck yeah.
So what were you thinking at this point? Were you thinking like, ooh, I could actually take this seriously? Or were you just kind of like, this is still just some fun shit?
Just some fun shit.
Really?
Yeah, the whole time I'm like,
I think most people would have been like, screw it, I'm cashing out. I'm becoming a filmmaker.
No, because like I didn't see it yet, you know? Like I didn't see that it was really like, first of all, you got to realize I still did not know what I was doing. So like, do I really feel I could leave a good paying job that I've spent 18 years at to go do something where I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing? And the money wasn't great. Like it was like, I think they were paying me like $2,500, $3,000 per location, which to me, I'm like, it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
And this was like the first season. It ended up being more like once we started doing more seasons, and I started like getting the experience under my belt. But at first, I was like,
yeah, sure, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, this is just the experience I'm doing here. This is crazy. I can't believe it's happening.
Yeah, like all right, you want me to go shoot 2 waterfalls? You're gonna pay me $6,000. And then if there's like expenses like an RV or something like that, they'll pay for that too or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not going to leave my day job.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. Okay.
So I just kind of I just kind of kept doing it.
And so you shot the whole season. You did that.
Yeah.
And then just back to normal life.
Back to normal life. And then they're like, all right, well, like shortly after we wrapped the first season, they were like, all right, so we're going to go international now. Do you want to like, yeah. And they were like, do you want to shoot it? And I'm like, yeah. So then they're like, all right, like, we're going to send you to Bali for like.
Can I ask how old you were when else was happening?
I mean, this was like 4 years ago. I'm 43.
Oh shit! So
yeah.
it's like late into your career.
Late into my career, dude.
Yeah, you weren't like some like 25-year-old who's just like balling out of nowhere. You're just like, oh, okay, this is
exactly. I mean, I still feel like I'm 28, but in reality, you know, like
really, you do?
Yeah.
I always wonder how I'm gonna feel when I'm 40.
It's weird.
Is it?
It's fucking weird because you're like, you'll still feel like you're young. But then, like, you'll meet, like, a 20-year-old who's like, you don't know what fucking this is? And you're like,
TikTok is?
Yeah, and you're like, what? Or you'll be like, what? You don't know what G.I. Joe is?
Yeah, just the references are off.
References and, like...
That's good to know, man. You give me hope.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Dude, I feel like life gets better in so many ways when you get older.
Really?
But it also sucks because your, like, health is getting worse. Oh. So, like, make sure you don't I think if you stay on top of your health, you'll kill it no matter what.
You're talking to the wrong dude.
Health
man.
is wealth, dude.
Dude, I work out and I eat like it's going out of style. Like
Me
healthy.
too.
I only eat like whole foods and stuff. Like I'm super healthy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
dude. You're gonna crush it.
Okay, cool. So I'll be okay.
You'll be great, dude.
Damn, okay, I appreciate.
Life
that.
gets better. Like,
I've heard that from a lot of people in their 40s, even 50s. Like, dude, I feel like I'm in my 20s. Like I feel good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was only like 4 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you shot the entire global experience too.
Oh yeah. Well, so like the second season of the show, they were like, I still had the job, and they were like, well, we'll just send you like Bahamas, and I'm like, okay, that's like what, 6 days. So I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go take like 6 days and go to the Bahamas, and like, we don't give a, this is my job. They're like, we don't give a fuck. You've been here for 18 years. Go do it.
Yeah.
Like, go have fun. That's fucking awesome.
And they knew, like, they knew everything was going on.
Yeah, and like these days you could do so many. Oh yeah, totally. And these days you could do so many things from the internet. You could work from home. You could work, make phone calls from wherever. So it's like I'd be in the Bahamas, like shooting all day, and then at night I'm like answering work emails. So, like, this is fucking crazy. So, yeah. So the second season was kind of like that, like part time. And then they were like, all right, so we're going to do 2 more seasons. We're going to do 3, like, we kind of want you to shoot it. Are you down? And I'm like, well, like, I can't leave my job. Like, what's this? Like, this is going to last like 8 months.
Yeah.
Or a year or something,
You're signing up for a whole adventure right there. It's a whole different life you're about to take on when
right.
you say some shit like that.
And like, what happens after? Like, what happens after a year? Like,
it's not the same job anymore. It's
yeah, you don't know if you're going to get more work. So am I going to leave this stable, comfortable 18-year career to go do something that like after a year, it's like I was starting to make really good money like for shooting this stuff. So it was like all making sense. And then I'm like, yeah, but what after?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then I talked to my firm and they're like, dude, go fucking do it and come back. Like that's like take a sabbatical.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they were cool shit. They're like, they're like family.
Okay.
So they were like, dude, go, like that's awesome. Go travel the world and film a TV show. They're like, that's fucking great. You're making money. You love doing it. Like, go do it and come back. You'd always come back.
Did you ever just like pinch yourself and be like,
every day?
Like you just went straight to the big dogs. You just went straight to Travel Channel. It's just like you didn't.
I went from 0 to 100.
You went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
Shout out Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like you went there so fast. At some point where you're just like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Like, is this like? Did you ever feel like an imposter, like imposter syndrome at all? Like, were you ever just like
I'm a fraud?
Yeah, like that's a common thing when someone's doing epic shit. They kind of feel like this isn't real or like that they don't deserve it in a way.
All the time.
Wow.
All the time. Because like I don't know if I felt like I didn't deserve it. I just, but I was really upfront with everybody. Like I don't really know what I'm doing.
That's pretty cool.
Like I'm making it happen because I work hard, but I don't really know what I'm doing. And I was always really honest about that.
That's probably the best way to do it.
And then it's like, and it really is so much work. Like it's an insane amount of work, especially doing it like as one person. So I would be in these amazing places and I would realize like I wouldn't be like really taking it in, and like appreciating where I was. Cause I'd be in like some of the most amazing places in the world. Like literally like some of the most secluded and most incredible places all over the world. And then, so I would have to like take 5 minutes and just be like, all right, guys, like hang out. I'm going to like take this in.
Yeah, because I could imagine you can't take it in because you're sitting there thinking about your shots and your angles and your framing and the 100%. Lighting. And so you have no time to just sit on top of the waterfall and be like, bruh.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, exactly. So, and like sometimes like it would rain in the morning, and then now you have like a half day to shoot, and you're like, fuck, I got a lot to do. But then you're like, this is like the most amazing beach I've ever been on. God. You know, like literally, like some of these places are incredible. Yeah.
And so you went and you shot the entire second, third season, I guess.
Yeah.
And
then that was it. And then it was like, all right, so like Discovery bought Travel Channel like halfway through like the third season. Mm-hmm. And so then they're like, all right, yeah, like they're going to start doing ghost shows on Travel Channel, which was weird. And so we're like, all right, well, that's it. And so then I went back to the office job.
Wow.
And so I'm like there for a week.
I can imagine that hollow feeling. Like it must have felt weird.
It was like this job that I loved for like 20 years almost was a completely different job. Like you can't live a life of adventure and like make good money being creative, which is like any creative is like, that's kind of the dream, to be creative and make money.
Yeah.
And then go to like an office job where it's like paper jam.
You know? That's your biggest problem today was a paper jam?
Not really. It was like, you know, recruiting. In recruiting, there's like, you know, like people would accept a job and then get a counteroffer, you know, from their current job, and then all that work you did, and they would accept the counteroffer from their current employer. So like all that work you did, like you think you're at the finish line, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm going to stay at my job."
Yeah, but it's like they let the animal out the cage.
Yeah,
you know, you have this crazy life adventure, and you come back to just a cubicle office job, and you're just like, God, I can just see that in my head. It's just like that differences. It was
like I had an office. You know, I had like a big office, and it was like I could come and go, do whatever I wanted. It was fucking great. But it was just like the attitudes in the office. Like you just see people kind of just walking around like, you know, and it's like, It was just like a different life. And I never noticed it until I started doing all this like shooting. It's crazy. It's a life of adventure versus, it's like the difference between adventure and comfort, you know?
Yeah, like you were here hustling like super hard, but yet in the most beautiful locations across the world.
Yeah.
Producing for one of the biggest brands in the world, networks in the world.
Yeah.
And then it's like back to reality. I mean,
totally.
How long was it while you were at your job before you kind of decided to maybe make the switch, or when did you make the switch?
It was like a week or two, and the partners at the firm, like we just talked, and they're like, "Dude, what are you doing, man?"
Yeah, even they couldn't believe it.
They were like, "What are you doing here?" They're like, "I know you like this shit, but like, you should go after this shit. Like, you were making good money, you love it.
It's an awesome company."
They're like, "Oh, dude, they're great."
Yeah.
And they're like, you could always come back, but like, they're like, we'll invest in your company. Like, we'll support you. Like, they're like, and you know, I wouldn't want investors, but they were like, go fucking try this shit. Like, go do it. Like, you're always going to regret. And truthfully, I used to be a rapper, like back in the day. I was like a songwriter and a rapper. And like, I did some cool shit. Like, I played stadiums and was on the radio.
Whoa.
Yeah. I did some cool shit. And it was all a side hobby while I had this recruiting job, but I did like epic shit. Like,
no way.
For it being a hobby.
What was your rapper name?
Schwartzy.
Schwartzy.
That's how I got the name Schwartzy.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I did like a rap battle on the Sports Junkies. You ever hear of Sports Junkies? These radio guys?
Oh, I don't think so.
They're like local radio guys. And they're like, so like what's your rapper name? And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't really have a rapper name. And they're like, well, we have all these like rappers coming on the show, like Rap MC, like Destroyer, or whatever, like all these rapper names were. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, when I played high school football, everyone just called me Schwartzy. And they were like, all right, man, we'll just call you Schwartzy. And so they're like, we got Schwartzy coming on tomorrow. And I ended up
spitting the hot beat.
Spitting the hot 16. And then I ended up winning the whole thing. And they were like,
damn.
Yeah. And they were like, no one's like this guy. He's better than Eminem.
And you were just freestyling?
Yeah. That first one was like, we did like a battle. Like the first one was like a written rap. And then we like freestyle battled. Like me and the second place guy.
Holy
guy named C's Mikes. local legend.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would not expect that looking at you.
Nobody does. Dude, people
I would not expect that.
Dude, yeah. No, when people would see me on the street like that, because now all of a sudden the radio's like talking about me all the time. They're like, and this was in my 20s, I was hooking up with girls all the time. You know?
I mean, I hope so. Shit, we still are, unless you got a girl.
Yeah. Well, like it was out of control in the 20s.
Yeah, I mean, you had the rapper clout. You were killing it. You were Schwartzy. What's up, girl?
Yeah. And so they were like, "Hey, this guy Schwartzy, man, he's like this amazing rapper.
Yeah,
hooks up with every girl in D.C. or Virginia."
Damn.
And they were like, "It's bullshit," but like but these guys, you know, they're like shock jocks, so they're like pumping this up.
Yeah, you'll take
and then
it.
people would meet me, and I'd be in like business attire or like business casual, and they'd be like, "You're Schwartzy."
What the fuck?
Not at all what I expected. Yeah.
That's crazy. And so you left the job. So you left, and then what? How did you figure it out? Like, how do you even know what move to make? Because
dude, that is like, that's like the $1 million question. Like, what do you do?
Yeah,
and
exactly. What do you do?
You don't know. Like I didn't know. All I knew is that like, I think it's like the belief that I could do it.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, I think you have to have like an insane amount of fear.
Which kind of gives you some motivation. Exactly.
But then an equal amount of belief that like I can do it. Like I mean every day, even to this day, I'm still like, oh shit, you know, it could all fall apart any day.
Well, yeah, because like even then you're like, I still don't know what I'm doing. But I mean, imagine after all of those seasons, you've had some sort of confidence working with big networks. So it's like you knew how those interactions worked. Like you knew how those exchanges worked, like what they wanted, how to deliver, and all this stuff. So what? So it's like I just imagine that the day you quit, you go home and you go, okay, what the fuck do I do?
What do I do now?
What do I do? And so what was your first move?
It's like anything. If you want to like start something, if there's something that you want to do or learn, you just start. Like literally, like you're like, okay, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I need a website. You know, so you're like, okay, first things first.
Website.
I'll build a website. And then you're like, okay, I need clients. So then you're like, okay, so reached out to friends. And I'm like, some people I even did videos for free at first. Because I'm like, look, I just need to build up a portfolio. Like basically what I would do is I would reach out to all of my clients from my business job. And they're like, okay, great. Send us like 3 of your best corporate videos.
And you had all these amazing travel videos.
And
you
I'm
had
like,
no corporate videos.
So I'm thinking like, I'm going to crush it. I got this travel trade. And they're like, great, no, send us 3 of your like corporate videos. And I'm like, I didn't really have a corporate video. So I started like making videos for like dirt cheap for people.
Yeah, just to get that.
Just to build it up. And then people are like, oh, this is fucking great. And then I'd make another video. Then next thing I know, like I've made 3 corporate videos and now I could charge normal rates.
You had it all under your belt then.
So I think you have to be able to suck it up a little bit and kind of build a portfolio. And then once you have a portfolio and proven experience, because truthfully, I didn't have experience making corporate videos. I didn't have experience making like a gym video. So I've done all kinds. I've done like food shoots. I've done gym videos. I've done corporate.
I mean, now, dude, you've done the whole gamut. I mean, you've done some crazy shit now, which we can get into. But it's just it's interesting hearing about these beginning stages because
the beginning stage. I think that's the most important thing to talk about because that's where people stop or don't start.
Yeah, you can get scared of analysis paralysis. You just sit there and you go, okay, did I get lucky with this one client? Was this all a fluke?
Totally.
And you have to discover, am I a business person? Like, am I an entrepreneur? Can I make sales? Can I do this?
Yeah.
And was it still just you as a part of the business? Like when you were getting these gigs, were you
just me?
It was still just you?
Still just me. But then I would hire people, like I would find someone, like I would meet a good sound guy. And I'd be like, you know what? This client's really important. I need sound to sound really good. So I'd hire a sound guy or like lighting. And I'd hire a lighting. Or I'd second shooter and I'd hire a second shooter. Sometimes I'd hire an editor, but I really like editing. So I'd edit all my own stuff. I think what you have to do, like if anyone else is looking to do something like this or any kind of venture, you just have to kind of know, okay, it would be really exciting if I can do this for real and I could be successful at this, right? So if I could be a successful videographer, but someone else might be like, if I could be a successful fashion designer, if I could be a successful restaurant owner, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You just have to go, that would be really exciting if I could like get to this point. And then you just have to start and then you kind of go, fuck, I don't really know where to begin. I mean, sometimes you do. Sometimes you have like a mentor, which would be amazing if you could find a mentor. I didn't have that, so I was just like, well, fuck. I need clients. I need to get the word out. So a website, social media. start doing some stuff for free, some stuff for like cheap, and then some stuff I would just charge normal.
Dude, I think that part is so important, is working for free in the beginning for anything you want to do.
Totally.
I spent the first year of my years where I knew I wanted to be a professional photographer working for free. Legit, the entire year. I maybe got one paid gig just because I was lucky, but I worked for free for an entire year.
Yeah. But you also have to know like when to stop that too. Like you have to have a plan. Like you have to have a purpose. So if you're going to do something for free, do it so that you get the experience. Because a lot of people, I think, have egos, and they're like, "Well, I'm not going to do that for free." You're like, "Yeah, but do you really have that experience? Like, are you really that good to charge that?"
Yeah. If this is what you want to do, then maybe you do this for free so you can bring it to someone who you want to get paid for.
Yeah. Like if there's a company who's been making videos for 15 years and they would charge the same amount or even a little bit more than what I would charge, but they have 15 years experience, I shouldn't think that I should be charging that just because I did a Travel Channel show.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you're coming off the back of a Travel Channel show, you're kind of sitting there like, pay me, bitch.
It's different. Like, it's weird. It's different. It's kind of like if you're an event photographer and then like Vogue, and then you want to go do like some headshots for Vogue.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like
you're kind of like way at your depth there.
Have you really done headshots for other big publications?
Yeah. Are you really going to sit in front of the Vogue employees and act like you know what you're doing?
Exactly.
True.
You know, so but if you want to shoot for Vogue and all you've done is a bunch of events, you probably need to start doing a bunch of really badass headshots so you could show them a whole portfolio of like epic headshots.
You know, that's true. I mean, like for me, from my experience, I've always wanted to do fashion photography.
Yeah.
So even now today, I still do spec work just because I want it. Like if I want to get into like women's wear, I'll do a bunch of women's wear spec work with just friends or whatever it is. I'll go buy some dresses in their sizes and return them.
Yeah.
Get the work and be like, boom, I got the portfolio now. What's up?
Yeah.
You know, it's very much the same concept for anything creative. You can never expect to get paid off something that you have no work for.
Totally. But I think there's stages of growth, right? So like then, like you can't just assume, like it's very easy to get caught up and be like, okay, well I need to build my portfolio. But at a certain point, once you have experience, you have to know when to be like, okay, I need to start charging for this.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to know when that point is too. So there's like stages. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I need to start turning things down because I know now that if I'm like, all right, I'll do that for $3,000, it's going to take me 2 or 3 weeks, and $3,000 is not enough for like 2-3 weeks of work.
Yeah, let's fast forward it now, dude. Like, where are you at now? How many years have you been running Schwartzy Productions?
So like officially, like January 1st is when I started.
This year?
2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
So it'll be 2 years January 1st, where it's been like an official LLC.
Wow.
Doing it full time.
Dude, that's nuts.
And then a year and a half before that. And it's crazy. Like in 2 years, like I still feel like I haven't done shit, which is why I feel like being here and talking about myself is like, I'm like, I haven't done shit yet. But
I mean, hey, everyone's getting started, but you've still got some amazing clients under your belt.
Yeah, like if you really, like people are always like, yeah, but dude, like I just did a whole like History Channel season.
Episode about aliens, right?
One of the episodes was on UFOs, but like that was crazy. I mean, that was a whole season of like a big show.
And you did the videography?
I did the whole. I was like the whole thing.
You produced the whole thing.
Sound, lights.
Whoa!
I didn't produce the whole thing. Like I shot the whole thing. I was like the one-man band in the field, shooting it, running everything, just like the Travel Channel.
Are you ever nervous that like it won't be good enough? Because I feel like
every time.
I feel like if I was shooting for the Travel Channel, History Channel, I'd be like, I hope this is good enough. Like I just don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. So it's like every shoot that I work on, I feel like it's never going to be good. And it's a motivating factor for me. I really nitpick the hell out of like my work. But I feel like a lot of creatives do. I feel like you have to.
We do.
I feel it, right?
Yeah, it's like but it's like one of those things where if Vogue hits me up and they're like, yo, we want to shoot this editorial, I would be so self-conscious. And I would do it. I'd want to do it 100% because that's like my goal. But I would still be like, is this good enough? Like, is this...
Yeah. I think like in life, that's like a human trait. Like no one ever feels like they're good enough, especially for like a lot of big things. Like do you ever see people on TV and you're like, that guy's not that good at anything, right?
Yeah.
But it's like the difference is people are like, I could do it. Right? Like who the fuck am I to think I could leave a comfortable job to go be a videographer with no experience? But I just was like, I could do it. I'm sure a bunch of videographers, like I know a bunch of videographers who are like, how the fuck are you getting all this work and like you have no experience? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I just believe I can do it.
So now that you're, like you said, you're turning down work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, that's a great place to be.
That's
I
never looked at it like that. Like how, yeah.
You fucking made it, dude. Like that's the level, even as a creative, it's like you're at a place where you could say no to money because it doesn't fit your agenda. Like that's power. Like you have the leverage at that point. Like that's a place I think every creative wishes they could be, because I know so many people and so many creatives in the city who've sat in that seat right there, and they have to say yes to everything. I still have to say yes to almost everything.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that you can even say no is just like, that's so sick, dude. That's sick.
I like as a business owner, I think that's a really slippery slope. Like it's tricky. It's a tricky thing to navigate through, because it's like you have to know what's going to make sense long term, right? Like, and I learned from experience. Like, I would do like people would be like, oh, so I really want to, and it would be something I'd want to work on. It would be a video that would be like, oh, that'd be super fun to make. But they'd be like, we only have, it's like, and it's for a friend, and like we got $2,500 or we've got $3,000, and it would take like 3 to 4 days to shoot or whatever, and then it would be like 2 weeks of editing, and then you would go like luckily I had a lot of money saved up, but like, so for that first year, I learned a lot of lessons, like you can't spend like half of a month or 3/4 of a month and then make like $3,000.
Yeah,
I mean that's like $30,000. That's like, $35,000 a year, something like that.
Time and money. Yeah, that equation doesn't add up for that.
Doesn't add up. Like you have to think about,
especially because you're a little older at this point. You're not in your 20s like me, who you're just like some fuck who could get by on $2,000 a month. Like you have
way
more
bills
than I have. Way
big
more
boy bills, right?
You've got big boy shit going on.
I've got like the same bills I had when I was working this comfortable job.
Yeah, same rent, same everything.
That's true. Yeah. But I think it's like, I think anybody, like even in your 20s, it's like if you're going to do this and like start a business, it's smart to look at it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's different with photography. I think with video, it's like if it's going to take you 3 weeks to work on.
That's why I'm so envious of video. You guys can charge so much more money, and it's like so much more big of a deal, and you have so much more equipment.
Yeah.
It kind of belittles photography, which is right. It's justfully so, but it kind of sucks. I'm like,
there's more involved, right?
Definitely
like it's like sound, lights, sometimes extra shooters, and then like the whole directing aspect and produce. Like I'm starting to do more like commercial style stuff where I want to like have more of like a script, so I can like make like true marketing commercials. So because like dude, I did this thing for Geico last year, and they're like, yeah, well, you're really lucky to get this. We give 99% of our work to this agency out of Richmond, and they pay them over $1 billion a year.
No fucking way.
For video.
What the fuck? It's what's that big agency in Richmond? It's like the
Martin agency.
The Martin agency. Yeah.
That's who it is.
Yeah, because I lived there and I had a buddy who was going, and everyone there goes to school for ad, and they hope to get a job at the Martin agency.
Exactly.
Not surprised.
Over $1 billion.
God.
And that's just one of their clients.
God.
So that makes me like go, okay, like there's hope for video.
Yeah.
Number one, obviously, I mean that firm is amazing. They've been doing it for they're the ones who coined Virginia's for Lovers.
The Martin agency?
Yeah. Yeah, in like the 70s.
They sloganed our state.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, they're like big time. I mean, they like Coker, who I don't know, like giant brands.
Yeah, they work on some incredible projects.
Huge shit. So, but I was, even if I could do that on a small scale, that'd be amazing. So now I want to make like commercials.
How was it working for Geico, by the way? What is that like?
It was cool.
Is it any different than working with Travel Show or anything? Like, what is that?
Totally. It was more of like a studio. That was like a music video kind of thing, like that they do with like their employees, like around the country. So like they're like basically, and I did the music for it for like 3 years in a row. Like I was like, I would like do like the backup singing, not the backup singing, but like the singing of it.
Yeah.
And then basically like my buddy is a producer, a music producer, and he would write the music. He would have different people, like 5 or 6 singers come in, sing the songs, and then they would have the Geico employees lip sync and make the whole video. And it's like an internal thing, but it's like a big production.
Yeah, like they really enjoy it.
Yeah, and like they put a lot of money into it and like make it like a badass music video. But like the people who see it are like internal.
So how'd they end up reaching out to you to do this? This seems like such a blip.
Yeah, so it's like, I did the music for it just because I, was a singer.
Yeah.
So did the music, and then my buddy who works at Geico and was like in charge of that project was like, dude, you're doing video now and you have a red camera. He's like, we only shoot with reds. He's like, you want to fucking do video this year? I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Dude, what is it about the Red cameras? Because it seems like everyone who is like legit has Red cameras. What is it about these cameras that is just so amazing?
So the quality is incredible.
Okay.
But Reds aren't right for everybody. It's like it's a production kind of camera, right? So like you basically need like lights. You need a crew a lot of times when you're really using a Red. It's like meant for like movies.
Oh, okay.
You know?
It's not like a Canon DSLR camera. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not, but it's just like what you need behind it is more of a production.
It's a legit like cinema camera.
Whoa.
Right? So
what makes something a cinema camera though?
The quality, and then like the funk, like what you like. It shoots raw, so you can the most amazing thing about Reds to me is like you could shoot something if the exposure isn't perfect, or if like the white balance isn't perfect. If something's not perfect, you can in post adjust it as if you're adjusting it on the camera while you're shooting.
Yeah, because I know RAW, because I do my photography in RAW, and it's amazing. And I've tried adjusting exposure stuff on just footage, like even for this podcast, my YouTube videos, and you go like more than 0.5 exposure up, and it's just destroyed.
Totally.
You're just, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, so Red is like, and the quality is incredible. It has a different look.
Aren't they really modular too?
Yeah, totally.
Like you can add different parts depending on what you need.
You can make it gigantic, and you can make it like you could just walk around. But it's just not a good run and gun camera. So like I do a lot of run and gun stuff.
Okay.
Where I'm just like running around shooting stuff, and it's like heavy. Sound is like a pain in the ass. It's not a great for TV shows, and also like TV still shows most of their stuff in 1080p, and like this thing shoots in like 6K. You're like now they're making like 8K.
God damn
Nothing even shows in 8K yet.
Yeah, no, is that even necessary? Like Jesus.
Yeah. So it's like, so it's great. Like it's a great camera, but it's not like I think I use it 20% of the time.
But you got one. That's pretty ballin'.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Just putting that in the website. Red camera. Actually, and you did.
I did.
I saw that in your promo video. You have like, and we have Red cameras. Okay, they're real.
Dude, I just put veteran. I used to be a Marine, so I put veteran.
Oh, no way, that's cool.
I put veteran owned on my website, and like 2 days after that is when the History Channel thing came up, and they were like, and my aunt from New York was like, Aaron, you should put veteran owned on your website. And I was like, nah, no one cares. I did, and then like 2 days later, History Channel was like, yeah, well, like the executive really liked that you're a Marine. Like we're gonna need a guy like that.
Dude,
crazy.
that stuff goes such a long way.
So like promoting yourself and like that's like a how you promote yourself if you want to like start something like this is important.
You do a great job of promoting yourself. Literally on the first page on your website is like your story of the videos that we talked earlier in the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's like I feel like I know this guy now.
Awesome.
I'm connected to this guy now. I definitely want to hire him. Let me see his work. Oh, it's good.
Sweet.
It works.
That's good to know. See, like that's like
the mission statement there works. You know,
you don't know like who's seeing your work, and then when you hear it, you're like, oh, thanks. Like I have no clue if like how I put myself out there is good, but like
like you could easily be like, oh, it's so much text right when someone comes in.
Totally.
Why do they want to see this? I should have some sort of real auto playing. But in reality, it's almost like we're just humans and we want stories to connect to.
Yeah.
And then they see, and he's military. Oh, we definitely got to hit him up.
Yeah. Exactly. That's true. I should make like a video. It's pretty funny. Like I'm in the business of like telling other people's stories, and I don't have a video telling my own story. I should do that.
That's actually very true. You have so much amazing footage you get like reference to, and
totally. I should make maybe that'll be like my 2020 reel.
Ooh. That's a good idea.
Where I legit tell my story. I don't know. That's a good idea.
It's pretty crazy.
Dude,
story.
Thanks for the idea.
Hey, I mean, you gave me a great idea with the intro for the podcast. I honestly...
Dan it.
No.
Dan it.
No
That's
lie.
the angle. Dan it. Dan it. The podcast. Dan it. Dan it. That's the angle. Dan it. Dan it. The podcast. Dude, loop that.
Yes, I totally am. That is amazing. Thank you. I was literally I was exporting a podcast right before I came here, and I was like, I wish I had something in the beginning, just a little something to segue it. And then you said it, and I was like, universe is speaking.
Dude, I'll send you something where like it'll be like an animated graphic of your logo.
Yeah.
And you could just overlay it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Be dope.
So now, like you're up and running. Do you have employees and stuff too? I imagine. Are you outsourced to people?
Not full time. Yeah, I basically just use contractors.
Yeah. What is it like now that you're just I imagine you're at a great place. You got all this business coming in. Like, what does it look like now? Like, what are you thinking about? What's on your mind?
Scaling, growing.
Really?
So now I'm like thinking like a legit like business owner, right? Like, how do you scale? How do you grow? Like, if this is what I'm going to do, I took the step, right? Like there's stages in this stuff, right? First stage is like, okay, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna make the leap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have faith.
Yeah.
And that's really like the first part. And then you do that, then you're like, okay, next stage is like, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, then you figure that out. And then you start working, and then you get to a certain point where you're like, okay, what's next? And this is, by the way, like human nature. That's why I think if anyone wants to do something that's important to them or that they're scared to do but would really inspire them and they think might fulfill them, just fucking go for it. And the rest fills itself out. And you know, there's a lot of like trials and tribulations throughout the process.
Of course.
But you have to go through that. That's human nature. But like shit happens. Like if you want to run a restaurant, like it'll work.
Yeah.
You just got to take the leap.
Yeah.
If you want to be an actor, like you're going to get work.
Yeah, there's always going to be unknown problems that you can't foresee.
Yeah.
And it's how you overcome them, and that puts you in a future. It makes you a better business owner, a better content creator, a better creative, you know?
Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, I took the leap. I'm going to do this, but like if I'm going to do this, I want to do it like legit. Like I really want to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I want to be like a legit marketing agency.
Whoa.
I don't know if it's like marketing agency is the right word. I want to be like a legit video production company. So like if Geico or like a big brand is like, hey, we want this awesome commercial, I could do it. Like I see so many commercials where I'm like, I could fucking do that.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. You know, like I could easily make that commercial.
So it's scaling it to get even more projects of bigger scale.
Yeah, because like what I want to do is I want to be able to hire employees, but how do I do that if I'm just going from project to project? Right.
Do you have no time off or something? Like
I really don't have a lot of time off.
Yeah.
I really work all the time. This is actually like a break for me to come here and do this. This is awesome.
I mean, me and you both, man. This is like me being able to relax. You
know?
Yeah,
this is awesome. So so like I want to be able to and I don't like I almost want to do like annual or semi-annual contracts with like a company. Like I want a company like to know, okay, these guys deliver or Schwartzy's great. We need 20 videos a year for social media or whatever it is. So we'll do these like contracts. And then I'm like, okay, now if I have like 5 clients with contracts, I could be like, okay.
Now you can guarantee employees some income.
Exactly.
Yeah,
now it's you know, it's a much better way I feel to scale. So anyway, that's something. And then also there's like living in the DC area. I just recently learned this. Being a veteran-owned small business.
Oh God.
Like the government like allots a certain amount
only to you guys. Like specifically to you guys. I've seen a lot of these
millions of dollars.
Yeah, specifically if it's veteran owned. Like,
right. So if like the Department of Defense had, I'm gonna watch this like 3 years from now and be like, so naive, you know. But you know, like if the Department of Defense needs some videos, you know, I want to at least try to get in on that and bid on those projects, because then I could staff up and do all that kind of stuff. So anyway, now I'm thinking like long-term business. How do I do this?
Is there like a dream client you have in mind?
Ooh,
is there because I feel like you're kind of already, to me at least, it feels like you're doing Geico stuff, you're doing Redskin stuff, you're doing all these other stuff. There is a level above you. Like what does that level look like above you?
I mean, I want to make a Super Bowl commercial.
Now that's some confidence in a video production company right there.
Yeah. But like, and I'm not, you know, well, there's some I've seen that are like, where like the creativity and the story is more like the expertise, and the shooting and production of it it's pretty easy.
But you want to write the creative as well? Yeah. Oh, so you got to have like a whole agency, kind of like you said. It's not just video production. You got to be able to deliver the whole concept and the pitch and everything.
Yeah. But I still want to be able to make TV shows. So I kind of want to have like arms of the company where it's like, okay, kind of commercials, events, TV shows, or like I want to be able to like bring in business. So it's like, all right, guys, you work on this at night. I'll check your work and kind of like just oversee stuff as like an executive producer. But I'm going to go film this season of this TV show. Yeah, that would be ideal. That'd be delegate some shit out. And when I'm not working on a TV show, I could oversee and do all that other stuff. That's sick. That's the goal.
Is there a lot of competition for that around here?
I don't know. Dude, I don't know.
That's probably the best thing to do is not know.
Yeah,
I don't want to know who's killing it. Right?
I've checked out. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I've checked out other video production companies. There's definitely not a lot like LA or New York, which is good. I mean, people in LA and New York are working more. They're getting a lot of like Beyonce shoots, or like they're doing like really cool shit, but like they're doing it for like half the price.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because it's so competitive.
So competitive.
Yeah, we are kind of in like an interesting competitive landscape for creatives around here where we can kind of demand a little more because we don't have to deal with these giant agencies that could swallow us whole at any moment.
Yeah. I mean, there's some companies that are like, they just don't have the budget for it. But like, I'm working with a client right now who's like, yeah, you just let us know like what it costs. Like, we just want our shit to look awesome.
Jesus. That's like a dream statement.
I'm like, thank you. Like, that's what you want.
But there's so much money in DC too.
There's a lot of money.
There's more money in the city than any of those other places.
And we're not like, a lot of companies know that they need video, but they're like just starting to get to that stage.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Because to us, it seems so normal.
Totally.
Like to us, it seems so mandatory, but to them, they're like, "Oh, we need video."
Because they're so wrapped up in their business. They're so wrapped up into like whatever they make or whatever their service is, that they're wrapped up in that, and they're still old school, like putting out like photos or text or not marketing themselves at all, and just
doing like banner marketing,
word of mouth or whatever it is,
pay-per-click marketing and shit.
Yeah, and like now, I think people are like, "Oh wow, like video actually gets the word out to a lot of a good video." That's the problem. It's like, there's shitty videos, and then there's like really good videos. And I feel like if you put the money towards a good video, it's more effective.
100%.
I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I've got like this amount of money, let's make a video. But like, can you make something that good with it?
What does your editing process look like? Like, is it, or are we literally doing the same thing? You're just doing it different. Like we're both sitting in front of Premiere and just editing video. Is that what it looks like for you?
Yeah, I use Final Cut.
Okay.
I really should learn Premiere, but I use Final Cut. It's the same thing. I just kind of sit down and I'm like, it's like drawing a picture. You're like, all right, where do I start?
But you've got some amazing transitions. Like you like do these really cool zoom transitions. I've noticed. I've noticed these really signature sorts of things you've started. Yeah. Like in a thread in a lot of your videos. Is that in a different program or is that all?
That's Final Cut. But it's like plugins, and sometimes some of them are like just tricks that I've learned. Like I just spent a lot of time on YouTube learning like a lot of editing tricks. You can learn anything on YouTube, by the way.
That's a fact.
I learned how to play the guitar on YouTube.
I learned how to pick up girls on YouTube.
Shut up.
Yeah.
How?
Dude, there's whole channels on YouTube that are dedicated to pickup.
Are they good though?
Dude, they're really good.
Really?
Dude, actually YouTube cracked down on it all recently.
Wait, hold on. I'm dying to see one of these
things.
Dude,
okay, dude, so they
has a girl seen one of these and been like, yeah, that's good.
Bro, I have literally been using these. I've used some of the techniques and shit that I've learned in these videos. And once or twice girls have called me on it. But like for the most part, this shit all works. And what they do is they even have infield footage of them picking up girls.
Oh my god.
So what they do is like they go.
It's like that Will Smith movie.
Dude, 100%. And so what they do is they go out in public, like usually at night at like a nightclub or something like that, and they have a guy, like their assistant, following them with like a hidden camera. And they have like a little lapel mic that the girl can't see.
Yeah.
And you can see the guy open the conversation, like get sexual with her, and then take her home in the Uber. And you can just see and hear everything and all the interactions. And you're like,
no way.
And it'll just blow your mind. And you really sit there like, I am such a pussy. You sit there like, it's that easy. But then you go out and you do it and you're like, this is really hard.
Dude, that's actually true. So, and by the way, I think you need to be bravest with the hottest girls. I know this girl, she's like probably the hottest girl I know. And we were in our 20s. She was like, I never get hit on. She's like, guys are super intimidated.
That's 100% true. The hottest girls don't get hit on.
So I feel like, right. And I have a friend who used to hit on like every girl in the bar, and he'd just play the numbers game. Sometimes he'd go home with like a 1, and sometimes he'd go home with a 10.
Damn.
But the 10s, I think it's because of that. And so I used to like hit on like the hottest girls when I was in my 20s, when I was like really young. I feel like hitting on girls now is just cheesy. You get to an age where you're like, it just feels cheesy. Yeah. But I want to see one of these videos.
Dude, they are great, dude. And honestly,
it's needed too. Because here's the thing. Because girls, like, it's really up to the guy to hit on girls. It's our job.
Yeah, we're the hunters.
And so girls are kind of expecting guys to do it. But like, you can't just hit on a girl because it comes off super cheesy.
Yeah, you can't just be like, hey, you're beautiful. Like,
yeah.
And the hotter the girl, the more like normal you almost have to act, from what I've learned from these videos.
Yeah.
And the thing that happens with hot girls is that they give you shit tests. or and I forget the actual like lingo of the Venusian arts.
It's amazing.
But there's an actual, it's called we'll just call it shit test for now.
Yeah.
But basically where they do something that makes you, like, that puts you in a situation to see how you react. And if you react the wrong way, then
this is like something all women do, or like most women. It's like
any high value woman, like 8 or above, like they'll naturally do this. Like they'll shit test you, like say something to fuck you up, and if you like feed into their frame, like,
they're like, all right, that's what this guy's all about.
Like their frame, you lost.
Got it.
But if you can get them to buy into your frame, then you win. It's always like who's like less reactive in a sense, and so it's like
totally.
And so you'll see these guys, and they'll be like hitting on this super hot girl, and they're just completely crushing it because they're passing all these shit tests where she's like,
what?
Yeah, where they're like passing all these shit tests where she's like I don't know, like maybe like walking away or saying something like negative or insulting him just to like see how he reacts. And you can't react to like an insult. You have to like laugh at it or like be able to come back.
Got it.
So you can literally watch this shit play out, and it's so amazing because I think this stuff is necessary. Like, I think men should be taught how to pick up women.
Totally.
Fathers owe it to their kids to teach them how to pick up women.
Or mothers.
And the thing
I feel like you should be taught by a woman.
And in a lot of ways, it's respectful. You're not catcalling. You're literally, you know how to navigate your reaction.
Yeah.
The same way your dad shows you how to throw a football.
Yeah.
You just be like, hey, son, this is how you talk to hot girls.
Well, here's the other thing is like women want a really confident guy who's like smooth as shit to hit on them, right?
Yeah.
And be smooth as shit. And I know this from experience, when my game was like at the top of where my game has ever been, it's because I had so much experience.
Yeah.
I was doing it a lot. And so like, and I feel like it's that way with a lot, like most of the guys who are that smooth are fucking scumbags. Not that I was a scumbag, but like, it's not the kind of guy that you want, you want your daughter to date.
It's the douchiest dudes are banging all the hottest girls. It'll piss you off.
Yeah.
It'll piss you off. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My game's pretty fucking fire right now. like pretty much. Like if we match on Hinge or any of these dating apps, it's usually like 100% kill rate. Like it's pretty good.
That's amazing. I went on a Tinder date, like when Tinder first started.
Fire.
And hooked up with a girl, but she was bipolar and like it was like it was a horror movie. Like within like the first 45 minutes, she told me everything bad about her.
Oh my God.
And was like, oh, I'm on medication. I'm bipolar. I'm divorced. But she started crying, like ugly crying. Because she was like, oh, I never talked to my sister.
Damn, she ugly cried in front of you?
Ugly cried in the first 40 minutes.
Bro.
And dude, the whole situation was great. And I was like, fuck dating apps. I'm still on Bumble and I never go on any dates.
Dude, you should get on Hinge. Hinge
is it good?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I've been on basically all of them, and mostly it was Tinder. But Hinge is so much better because they make you have 6 photos and they make you answer 3 prompts.
Okay.
So matching with someone is easier because
I think I checked out Hinge at one point.
Dude, it's like the best. I meet like the girls I actually want to meet on Hinge. I sound like I'm giving them an ad, so Hinge sponsor me. What's up?
Dude, I wonder if they do sponsor.
That'd be fire.
Dude. That's okay, so you're like, what's the next stage in like business? Dude, go after some sponsors.
I wonder that too, but I get decent views, but I feel like I don't get like the craziest amount of views to like qualify for sponsorships.
Oh, got it.
Like I feel like I need like another year of consistency to start getting thousands of views on each episode.
Got it.
I'm getting like hundreds, thousands on some episodes, but like there's so many amazing podcasts now that they can have so much more ROI on.
Yeah.
That someone like me, they won't. But I also feel like with what I'm doing, it's so specialized and it's so niche.
DC creatives.
Yeah, like no one else is documenting this shit.
Yeah.
So hopefully, in my weird mind, it'll get to a point where it's like undeniably good and everyone recognizes it, and then it's like, oh, he's got views, he's got subs, and it pops off.
Do you have a way of like making crank calls like through like where we could like hear, like we could dial it through a phone? This is just random as shit. I know a guy who makes amazing crank calls locally, and he's fucking hilarious. It would just be the funniest thing to like hear a guy do a crank call, like on a podcast where you could hear the person on the other. I don't know. I just think it'd be funny.
That'd be funny if I had the right person on.
Oh yeah. You need the right people.
Did you ever hear of Ownage Pranks on YouTube?
No.
Dude, Ownage Pranks is like one of the biggest, oldest YouTube prank call YouTube channels.
Yeah.
He's actually from DC. Like for the longest time, he was anonymous. No one knew who he was. He's like millions of subs, and he actually did a face reveal.
Yeah.
And I actually know his like brother and his fiance. I could do work for him sometimes.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, wait, this guy is one of the biggest YouTube prank channels of all time. Like,
no shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, man, dude,
Yeah. So Tinder worked out well for you, huh? Dude, wait. I want to hear more about Hinge, right?
Yeah.
I want to hear more about this. How to meet women.
Okay.
Wait. So whose channel is this? And where?
Yeah, I could throw you some names. So
not that like I don't really like. I just don't like hitting on girls, but I am super curious how legit it is.
It's not so much about hitting on girls; it's just about your game, right? It's
right.
And a lot of it now, because of YouTube's policies, they've had to recenter to be like lifestyle improvement channels, where it can't just be like how to bang tens. Like they can't just post that anywhere.
Seems so
like
ridiculous.
Now it's a lot of like self improvement / this is how you pick up women.
Oh, got it.
But like you can still watch a lot of infield and people doing it. So like some good channels will be like,
well, like what would I type in YouTube? What would someone type in YouTube?
RSD Tyler. Or like or you might type in like infield pickup, and if you just go down that rabbit hole,
like my
RSD
God.
Tyler, RSD Max, any of the RSD like people, and you will learn something.
I'm gonna watch one of these,
dude. I
want to see if what a woman thinks.
So you know what's interesting is I've brought up the art of pickup to people, and they think it's some people think it's very scummy.
Okay, yeah.
Like some people think it's very manipulative.
So I think it's like that Will Smith movie. Remember when she's like really pissed and she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You teach this shit. This is so manipulative. And he's like, no. He's like, women are fucking hard. Like you can't there are a million guys hitting on girls. Like you can't just you got to know how to do it.
I mean that's
like the right way. So you're not like a scumbag.
I mean, if you ask me, I think it's a positive thing for people because one, it teaches you to respect women. Like, at no way is any of this stuff disrespectful towards women. It's not like if you do this, then she'll definitely suck your dick. It's not like that at all. It's very like, yo, like you
might really like a girl, and then how do you get to that next stage? And you can't just be like, hey, I like you. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, it's like you got to practice and get good at stuff. So when you meet the girl that you completely lose your mind over, you can know how to compose yourself and talk to her like a normal dude and not be like, you're so beautiful. And she's like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
Like
totally. It
just helps you meet the person you want to meet.
And usually like girls are so disappointed because they're like, I keep meeting all these assholes. It's because they're going after the guys who are super smooth, but they're like doing the same thing with so many other women. And that's why they're so smooth.
Yeah. And so I think the girl should be happy that the nice guy actually learns how to talk to him.
Yeah.
Because the girls they might not even be aware of how they are just like acting so guys don't talk to them. So
I feel like women are so used to like guys hitting on them or sliding into their DMs or whatever that like they're numb to it, that they're like they can't differentiate who's a good dude and who's not, so they're just naturally like unless the like something cool happens, like the right situation comes up with someone.
Yeah, women have abundance. Like now it's flipped where women have abundance in this day and age.
Totally.
They have hundreds of dudes in their DMs, their email, dating apps, always trying to get their attention. So it's like, how are you really going to get that hot girl a 10? Because that 10 could DM Leonardo DiCaprio and he could be dicking her down tomorrow. Like they have access to all these way more.
I have a friend who banged him.
No way.
Yeah. He's uncircumcised.
Dude, yeah. I mean, like, now we're talking about, dude, like, I've been aware of, like, the whole pickup community since, like, high school.
Yeah.
And so, like, I've kind of followed it over the years. Like, there was a book written a long time ago called The Game by Neil Strauss. And he's one of the earliest, like, pickup artists.
Really?
And then after that, there was a TV show actually on TV called The Mystery Method.
Yeah.
And it's by this pickup artist named Mystery.
Okay.
And then that has transitioned to the RSD guys to where it's no longer about like cheesy canned pickup lines and routines.
Right.
And it's more about like you just have to be yourself, but act in a better way so that you understand the situation.
Got it. Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah. It's like a whole underground sort of cult.
That's amazing.
Dude.
I want to learn about it.
Yeah, dude.
Just so like, now I'm just curious. I also just want to see what a woman thinks about it. If they're like, pretty legit. You know?
No, dude, the stuff works. Like the stuff works.
You're like, trust me.
I mean, it's just like techniques, like just knowing how to react in some situations where you might fall into them. Like you might just completely lose it all.
Yeah.
Because she said something and you reacted too hard, and then if you knew what to do, you'd be like, you might just chill and lay back, or might just say something like, I don't care if you're here. But then she comes running back to you. There's so many crazy things. Like it's fun, dude. It's a whole wormhole.
What? So where do you go? Where do you go to hang out around DC?
So like I don't go to like game. That's not me. I'm aware of it and I use the shit, but I don't like spend my nights like going and gaming.
Yeah.
These guys, they're like, if you want to be a pickup artist, you got to spend like 3-4 nights a week going out and gaming, and not even drinking. Like you got to go practice. Like if you got to get your you got to get your swings in the batting cage. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be practicing. That's not me. But
That's amazing.
But like when I'm out in a lot of social situations like I'm in, I might, you know, like it's easier to talk to people. I know how to act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's like a good networking tool too.
How old are you?
29.
29. Dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Life's interesting.
Yeah, dude. Like when I hit 30, that's like when I was like, oh shit, I gotta be an adult.
Really?
Yeah, right around 30.
What were you doing at 29?
Drinking.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, I think I had a girlfriend at 29. I always calm down when I have a girlfriend. Although I'm single now and I never drink.
Yeah, drinking sucks.
Drinking sucks?
The next day you're like...
Yeah, it's like it starts to suck as you get older. Like it's fun as shit when you're young.
I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah, it's right around 29 where you're like, it's not worth it. But every once in a while, like if I get hammered, I'm like, that was fucking awesome. It's worth the hangover.
Yeah, there's definitely times when it's okay to drink, but you can't just do it so much anymore.
Yeah.
Because you can't just wake up refreshed. Especially us. Like, we have to wake up and edit shit and send emails and be charismatic and have business meetings and work. And if you wake up with a hangover, there's no way you want to sit in front of Final Cut for 4 hours.
No, I'm useless the next day.
Yeah, you want to watch Netflix and, like, eat some bad shit and not work out and do stuff. You're just like, ugh.
Totally.
Yeah,
totally.
You know?
Yeah, I think I drink like 10 times a year now.
Wow, that's impressive.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I used to like drink like a monster when I was in my 20s.
Well, you also in the Marine, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I drank a lot before that too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a wild man back in the day. It's weird. Like that's what I'm saying.
You're a rapper too. So
I was a rapper.
Dude. It's crazy,
dude. That's like that's why I started doing this video shit because like that's why I went full time. Like I could have I felt like if I really would have pursued the music thing, I feel like I could have done some cool shit.
Okay.
And I never did. It was always just like a little side piece side hobby that I was always just like, I'll just make some music. Just made music for fun, but cool shit just kept happening. So I always regretted it, like not going full force. So I was like, God, what if I could have like...
I'm going to be honest, a white guy named Shwartzy rapping, I don't know how far
I wouldn't have...
Dude, I don't know how far I would have went.
Nobody would have, right? Like you wouldn't have looked at me and been like, I bet that guy's a really good rapper.
Right?
But I like had crazy energy. Like I'd be on stage and people would be like, fuck.
Be like, yo, this guy's actually kind of dope.
Yeah, no, like it was crazy. It was crazy. I'll send you some shit. Like it was cool.
That would be funny.
Yeah. And yeah, dude, I'm like super high energy. I could get crowds like going wild. It's fun.
Performing's fun.
It's fucking great.
It's great.
It's my favorite thing. Dude, I like that more than making videos.
Really?
Yeah. It's awesome.
I mean, it's a lot less stress and everything to be on stage and have a good time as a job than to be like, I gotta edit this entire thing. I gotta produce a show. I gotta get my lighting right. Make sure sound's right. It's a whole different animal.
I mean,
it's almost unfair.
I feel like editing video and editing, like writing a song, identical. Like you're creating the same way. I think the way that I edit videos.
You kind of plan it out ahead of time, like you have a storyboard in your head or something.
It depends on the video, but like a lot of times I'm just putting ideas out there, right? And I'm like kind of like you start with nothing. And then you kind of just go, all right, well, I'm going to put an idea out here. And then it kind of develops and it turns into its own beast. It turns into like a work of art, you know, and as you go and you perfect it and blah, 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 and fine tune it and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, you have this video. Same thing with the song. Yeah. You're like, all right, let me put out a beat. All right, that's a cool beat. All right, let me put out a riff, you know, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool, let me write a song. You know, however
you have like a line, you have like a hook and then you build around that.
Well, it's like, for me, songwriting was always different. Like you always like, there's no rhyme or reason how you write a song, but like the ideas come and then you fine tune it. Next thing you know, you have a song. Same thing with a video a lot of times.
Do you edit? Do you start with the music first before you edit, or how do you start your editing process?
With music?
Yeah, like what's like your beginning?
Ooh. It would depend. It would really depend.
Okay.
But a lot of times it would start with like a beat, you know, and then you could like sometimes you come up with a hook first. Sometimes you come up with like a verse first. Sometimes I would just have a hook in my head and I'd build a beat around the hook, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the music industry. I used to be a professional audio engineer.
Really?
Which is why I know how to do all this stuff and make it sound good in premieres because I've done this shit, you know.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. What kind of music?
It was just at a studio, so anything that came through the door, I was recording.
Local studio?
When I was living in Richmond.
Yeah.
For like
no shit.
Yeah, for almost 2 years, just professionally, just out there recording at this place called Sound of Music.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was crazy.
That's
awesome. It was wild.
That's awesome.
It was super wild.
Dude, I know an engineer who like he's constantly posting like all these awards he's getting for like these badass like I mean he just worked I guess he worked in a studio first and then he started just engineering like freelancing and now he's just like Grammys everywhere. It's fucking crazy. Work with like huge acts.
There are awards for video production, right?
For video production?
Yeah.
Dude, so that's another thing. Like, I don't know.
Like, there's got to be some sorts of, like, recognition for, like, yo, you had the advertising video of the year, like, Week or something.
Yeah, a couple of things I did for AARP. I did, like, a couple, like, documentary-style things for AARP. And one of them is up for, like, a Webby Award. I think it's called a Webby. And then there's another award that they just won for that thing. But it's, like, they basically took, like the Wizards, the Washington Wizards, started not an old, but like 55 plus dance team. So it all right, which sounds ridiculous. It's cool as shit. It's like what you see hell? Like grandmas and grandpas.
That's like, hilarious.
Or not all of them are grandmas and grandpas, but like 55 plus.
Yeah.
And they're out there like dancing. So they have their main dance team, and then they have 55 plus, like dancing, like shaking their booties, like twerking and doing some cool shit.
That sounds better than all the hot girls dancing. That sounds hilarious.
It's amazing. Like you see it, it's actually really like it's cute, but it's also like, oh shit, they're fucking like look at them going out, like they're out there getting it. But like we did a whole documentary of like their first auditions and then like just the whole process up to their first performance.
Oh, and
we did like documentary like it's like a 5-part series of like the whole thing. It's really well done. It's like it was really cool. I like DP'd it. I was like the shooter of it. And so they like that's
what does DP'd mean?
Oh, director of photography.
What does that mean?
It's just like the main like shooter. Like if there were other shooters, I'd kind of be like, okay, you get this angle, you get that.
You're the main guy behind the video camera?
Yeah, I'm kind of like running the cameras.
Ah, okay.
You know?
Okay. I never knew what that term meant because I always thought, wait, is there a photographer on the set?
Yeah, I always thought the same thing. Like it should be like director of videography.
Yeah, right. Why'd you say photography? It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Put me on some game here.
Yeah.
So, do you have any thoughts on like the state of videography right now, or like on the state of all this video production?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, I don't know like exactly where. No one can predict the future. I think social media is going to change in the next 5 years, big time.
In what way?
So I think, like, perfect example, like Instagram is getting rid of likes, which I think is a really good.
I think it's amazing.
I think it's a really great thing.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
Same.
But I think it's going to open up. People are going to be less scared to post stuff. It's they're going to post more shit and create more conversation, which I think is the point, and I think that's awesome. Also, I really like what they just said. Like their CEO is like mental health. Like people are legitimately like getting down about themselves
because of likes
or comparing themselves to other people, which fucking sucks, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, we don't care. Like if it helps mental health across the board, we're cool if like our company takes a hit. It's pretty cool.
I think
that like made me like them even more.
I mean, it's so fresh. It's like they could never predict that likes would affect our mental health, which is the craziest fucking thing. Like,
craziest
you
thing.
couldn't affect that. The number of likes you got would make you want to delete your post or delete your video because it didn't perform as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean,
I've done it before. Like I've posted something and it didn't get a bunch of likes. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty lame. And then I've deleted it, and then I'm like, oh, but I shouldn't have deleted. And then I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I kind of think everything is trending towards video, personally.
Totally.
Like I think everything on social, even what apps are killing the game right now.
Yeah.
Anything you post, I think video is just essentially it's going to be you either make video or you have to animate your photos or something.
Yeah. So and I think that's going to come back around too. I think like the art of photography is going to. I think like right now it's like I think we're still on the up scale of video, but I think it's going to come back to like just natural photography. It's just people are going to be like, there's still nothing like a good photo. You know, like I think that's really going to, but I think from like marketing perspectives and like really getting the buzz out there, people just expect video, right? So I think like I'm getting into it like a really good time, hopefully.
Yeah, right. In the grand scheme of things, it's all still young.
It's very young.
It's all very young.
Yeah, and it's like it's just now starting to become like an internal department in companies.
Oh,
right?
That's so true.
And so like I don't know what my path is yet. Like I don't know if I'm going to make movies one day or if I'm going to do, just TV shows or if I'm going to do corporate videos and like marketing stuff. I don't know yet. It's going to be interesting to see this in like 5 years.
Is it more so you just enjoy the fact that you get to do something creative and work for yourself?
Yeah.
Because imagine that's the best feeling, isn't it? Wake up when you want to wake up.
But then I feel like I'm going to get to a certain point of expertise where I'm going to be like, okay, because you always have to keep pushing yourself and like scaring yourself a little bit and going, I'm not really ready for this, but I'm going to go into it anyway. And then figuring out, like, I never want to lose that. I feel like that's a really cool, like kind of living on the edge a little bit and kind of going, I
Yeah, you don't want to get complacent with it. Like, another shoot, another thing. Like you want to keep getting these gigs that scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, and I think movies, like if you like, dude, have you seen Mandalorian?
Yes,
dude, it's fucking perfect.
Dude, it's
perfect.
It's the best thing they could have done. It's a Star Wars production in a series.
Yeah.
I mean, the Baby Yoda memes are the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just did one. But I like had Yoda play one of my songs. Like when he's in.
Oh, dude, I saw that he turns it on. Dude,
that's one of my old songs. Like just from a cinematography standpoint and production standpoint, like it's fucking perfect. Like it's amazing. Like if I could make something like that one day, that'd be incredible. So maybe I'll get to a certain point doing TV shows and doing, I guess essentially that is a TV show, and like corporate videos and where I'm gonna be like, fuck, I need to work on something like that.
You know, I think it's different than TV show because I feel like when you approach something like Mandalorian, you approach it differently. You approach it from a movie mindset because now people aren't producing like these shows where they get broken up by commercial breaks. People are producing long form, slower things because like Game of Thrones came and changed the game for everyone. Where people are like, oh no, people actually want to watch an hour episode over the span of years.
Yeah. You know, maybe the difference is like a big budget production. I think the level of production changes based on the budget of whatever you're doing, right? So if I'm doing a Travel Channel show where they're like, cool, we're gonna, this is gonna be a win-win for both of us. It's gonna be cheap for us. You're gonna win. You make good money. But it's gonna be cheaper than hiring 10 people to go shoot this. Yeah. So like that kind of production is cheaper. It's more on the fly stuff. Whereas like something like Mandalorian is like, there's a crew, like there's lighting, there's everything, there's a storyboard, and they're like crushing it and making it perfect, right?
You know, some part of me is scared about the future of video because, especially with like YouTube, if you compared like just how far YouTube has gone since you even started, the level of quality of production you have to be to even.
It's getting better and better.
It's better and better. So I think it's going to get to a point where if you want to have a successful, I mean, maybe, hopefully it doesn't. Maybe it stays DIY, but I feel like it might get to a point where YouTube, the barrier for entry is going to be you have to be really talented videographer.
Really fun. So that's actually where I was going, right? That's exactly right. So right now we're at a stage where like a guy like me with not a lot of experience a couple years ago could make a fucking TV show.
And now have a crazy successful production.
And now have a career.
Yeah.
And do a 180 on his career.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But now, like, have you seen the new iPhones? Like the new iPhones, like there's like the guy who made.
Dude, they scare me.
Dude, the guy who made John Wick, the director from John Wick, just put out an iPhone video snowball fight. It's fucking amazing. Like it's like dude, I mean it's like colored perfectly, it's produced perfectly, all shot on an iPhone, whatever the new one is, 11 or whatever the fuck it is.
Whoa.
Dude, it's amazing. And so like that's with an iPhone. So like things are becoming more accessible, right? Like people are able to make videos. Like if you look at the people crushing Instagram, like these are just like people who picked up a camera and they're making the dopest shit. Like like Sam Colder. Do you ever follow that guy?
No.
Ultra creative dude on Instagram. Follow him, Sam Colder, with a K. He's great. But there's so many people like that putting out like dope shit. So eventually I think people's expectation level. What up? People's expectation level, even if like you put something out that's dope, but it's not like, it doesn't wow you, people are kind of bored with it. Right?
Dude, that's so true.
You know, like people want to see you fucking jumping out of a fucking airplane or like doing something like super crazy.
Yeah.
Cause there's like iPhone videos of like people like jumping from one building to another, like doing some, whatever you call it, like that crazy shit.
It's so unpredictable where it's going to go. Like I hope it just stays DIY, but at the same time I'm scared that it's just going to get too crazy once all these big brands start buying into it. And now it's like, ship has sailed.
Yeah.
If you didn't make it that production company and you want to start doing videos for clients, you're screwed. It's
Totally. I think that's going to happen. And I think the social media, like I think Instagram is going to change.
Dude, honestly, this is fucked up. I wish Instagram would die because I'm so sick of shitty photographers.
Oh, really?
I'm so sick of these like
with like the presets, the Lightroom presets.
Dude, I am so sick of these shitty photographers and their stupid concepts stealing my work, or stealing clients and stuff like that. Like, I mean, look, maybe they deserve it.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's made photography too accessible, and people think that they could be a photographer.
Totally.
And so if it just
like making models believe that they're actually models.
Dude, I can't tell you how many traveling nude models I see who should never have been a model.
Yeah.
And that's so messed up to say, but I'm sorry, but it's true. Like,
well, I've seen a lot of girls who like should be, like I don't know if they should be models, but they're fucking beautiful. But are they really a model?
Exactly.
I mean, are they a model?
Yeah.
Or are they just showing their ass on Instagram?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being jaded about it, but like I don't know. I feel like it could be better. But film is coming back in style from what I've noticed, like film photography.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a buddy doing film photography. Yeah. He's crushing. I knew nothing about it.
Dude, Aaron, we've been rapping for a while, dude. I think we should wrap up.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Let's wrap this up soon. So real quick, before we wrap, dude.
How long have we been talking?
Like an hour 45.
Holy shit.
Dude.
These should be 45 minutes.
Nah.
No?
Nah, it's not how I roll.
I like it.
Nah, man. Dude, it's more fun to just it's
2 hours.
It's fun to go down like rabbit holes and
stuff,
you know?
True. That's true.
And if you're with it, you're with it. If you're not, then you can watch the clips.
I hope this was fun to watch. I have no idea. We'll see.
I've had fun talking to you.
Me too, dude.
Dude.
It was awesome.
Much love, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. I was going to say, like, if you had any advice for anyone who's starting their videography company.
Yep.
Even though I feel like they probably would have gotten it at some point during this, but maybe there's something we missed.
Don't be afraid to fail. In fact, embrace failure, and who knows what that means, right? Like it could be anything. If like you could just produce shitty stuff every once in a while, or fuck up something or whatever, and don't quit. Just keep fucking going. If like have the dream, have the goal of where you want it to be, even if it's not completely solidified. Like perfect example, I don't know where I'm going to take my company. Do I want to make movies? Do I want to do? Just kind of have something like this that you hold on to, and you're like, okay, that would be awesome. And then just keep kind of inching away, keep trying. It's like playing guitar. When you first play guitar, your fucking fingers are going to hurt, and you're like, I can't fucking do this. And then next thing you know, you keep trying, play for 30 minutes every day. Next thing you know, your fingers don't hurt as much. And now you're able to play the G chord. And then you're like, well, fuck, that's all I could do. And now you're able to go from G to D. And next thing you know, a couple years later, you're playing a fucking concert.
Boom.
You know, it's just you just keep fucking going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Let the failure fucking embrace it.
Nice.
You know, that's my best fucking advice. And believe in yourself.
Yeah. Don't throw up a video and hope it goes viral.
Oh yeah, that fucking helps too. Yeah, you know that's there's a little luck involved too. But I think there's like luck involved, but then there's like I really do believe, like I always used to tell people, I'm like, no, I just got fucking lucky, man.
And
and everyone's like, no, but it's the prep that worked that you did.
It was luck and timing. I think that's what it was.
I think so too.
All right. Aaron Schwartz, it's been lit.
Thanks, brother.
That's
You're the man.
That's it, guys.
That's the angle.
That's the angle. Peace.
Peace.
Cue the outro music.
But that's the angle. The podcast. But that's the angle. That was awesome. Dude, you should like for real loop that.
Dude, I want to.